Ferrari Formula One car is always an important affair, but the rain that we've had today, the track was wet.
It took less than 24 hours for Ferrari to give their fans something to worry about.
I think the driver's role is certainly going to miss the Tifosi.
The SF-26 had just been revealed to the world. Glossy red and white. Technical innovations that sounded revolutionary. Lewis Hamilton, the most decorated driver in Formula One history, was about to take the wheel for the very first time. This was supposed to be a day of celebration. Then, everything went quiet.
There's a bit more white on the engine cover, but immediately
The car stopped. Personnel rushed toward it. And suddenly, Ferrari's carefully managed launch day had a very different story attached to it. Because in Formula One, hope and heartbreak are separated by a single moment. And for Ferrari, that moment came faster than anyone expected. The morning started promisingly. Ferrari unveiled their challenger for the new era in a slick online presentation at Maranello. The SF-26, built to the biggest regulation change Formula One has seen in 25 years, looked stunning under the lights.
Everybody probably took different direction, different paths.
It's going to be critical.
To struggle with reliability, it's much more difficult.
It's a big challenge.
And we will have to be a very open mind.
Fred Vasseur stood confidently.
At 26 for sure will be a very exciting season.
Declaring this the biggest change in F1 over the last quarter century. New chassis, new engine, new battery, new tires, new sporting regulations. Everything rebuilt from scratch. Hamilton climbed aboard and headed out onto the wet Fiorano surface. The sound of Ferrari's new V6 power unit echoed around the facility. Cameras captured the SF-26 circulating for the first time. The Tifosi, hundreds of them gathered at the gates and along the bridge, erupted in celebration. Then the footage appeared. The car sitting motionless on circuit. Team members rushing toward it. The SF-26 being guided back to the pits. And just like that, the anxiety that follows Ferrari everywhere came flooding back. But that was just the start. Because what happened next revealed something far more troubling about Ferrari's preparation for this regulatory reset. Insiders had been reporting for weeks that the team struggled to finalize their design on schedule. The chassis allegedly received FIA approval at the last possible moment. Some sources claimed the SF-26 was only completed the day before its unveiling. Whether these reports are accurate or exaggerated, they created an atmosphere of uncertainty before a single lap had been completed. And this is where the story gets darker. The contrast with other teams amplified the concern. Mercedes conducted their shakedown at Silverstone and maximized their permitted mileage without incident. Both drivers completed extensive running. Everything worked exactly as intended. Alpine ran their new Mercedes-powered machine smoothly. Racing Bulls accumulated meaningful kilometers despite challenging conditions. Ferrari appeared to be the outlier, with problematic footage attached to their name on the very first day. Nobody outside Maranello knows exactly what happened during that stoppage. The team insisted it might have been entirely intentional, a scheduled systems check or data verification. Teams do this routinely during shakedowns, they said. Ferrari's technical director Leclerc had spoken about the extensive conceptual work that preceded the SF-26 construction. The team wanted to ensure their fundamental architecture would support aggressive development throughout the season. Flexibility and adaptability were priorities. Noble intentions. But here's the thing every Ferrari supporter was thinking in that moment. This team has spent years breaking promises and failing to deliver. They signed the greatest driver alive and gave him the worst car of his career in 2025. 0 podium finishes across an entire season. Consistently outpaced by Charles Leclerc. A car so uncompetitive that Hamilton's legendary skills counted for nothing. At 41 years old, Hamilton doesn't have unlimited opportunities remaining. The 2026 regulations represented his best chance at redemption. Watching his new car being escorted off circuit was not part of that plan. Because the telemetry and Ferrari's turbulent preparation told a different story than their official statements. The SF-26 embodies Ferrari's calculated technical gamble for this regulatory cycle. And it's not what most people expected. This is designated as an A-spec car, essentially acknowledging that the initial phase of these regulations is a data harvesting exercise, prioritizing aerodynamic correlation over complex, fragile geometries. Ferrari has made revolutionary technical choices that separate them from every other team on the grid. They've adopted pushrod actuation for both front and rear suspensions, bringing them in line with Mercedes, Red Bull, and Racing Bulls. Last year's Ferrari was all pull rod. It's a configuration Ferrari hasn't employed at the rear since 2011. The power unit incorporates steel cylinder heads rather than conventional aluminum, enabling higher operating temperatures and pressures under the new 350 kilowatt electrical system demands. The most technically aggressive feature is the outboard positioning of the front wing pillar, RS, shifted as far from the center line as rules permit. This maximizes the aperture for airflow to reach the underbody, potentially increasing mass flow rate by 6 to 9% compared to traditional inboard solutions. But here's where Ferrari's philosophy reveals itself completely. Both the SF-26 and the Mercedes W17 feature a significant hole in the lower bodywork around the diffuser, allowing external airflow to switch to the diffuser's inner wall. It's a variation of the old mouse hole slot used in pre-2022 cars. Mark Hughes, F1's leading technical expert, explained it clearly. Such devices are used when aerodynamicists need to further improve the diffuser's flow. The faster the flow, the greater the downforce. In the 2022 to 2025 ground effect cars, the diffuser was most effective when sealed off from external airflow. That's no longer the case. The newly regulated in-washing floorboards, similar in appearance to old barge boards, but with the opposite function, are forcing disturbed air from the wheels into the floor. This slows underfloor airflow and reduces downforce. That one technical compromise, hidden in the new regulations, explains everything about why Ferrari needed those diffuser holes, and why their car stopping on day one carries more weight than a simple systems check. Hamilton needed this to go smoothly. His inaugural Ferrari campaign produced nothing but misery, and now the pressure on his second season is immense. But it's not just Hamilton feeling the heat. Charles Leclerc waits in the wings for his turn behind the wheel. The Monegasque has carried Ferrari through recent seasons, extracting performance the machinery didn't deserve. His future at the team depends on what happens in 2026. And Leclerc has made clear that patience has limits. If Ferrari cannot provide equipment capable of winning, sources close to him suggest he will look elsewhere. Incidents like the Fiorano stoppage do nothing to reassure him. Then there's the engine situation, adding complexity to Ferrari's challenge. Mercedes and Red Bull reportedly exploited a loophole in the compression ratio regulations that delivers meaningful power gains. Ferrari joined other manufacturers in demanding intervention from the FIA. The governing body discussed the matter but made no immediate changes. If the speculation proves accurate, Ferrari needs their chassis to be exceptional just to remain competitive. This wasn't just a demonstration day gone wrong, it was a warning shot. Because Fred Vasseur's credibility depends entirely on what happens next. The team principal has projected calm confidence throughout the preparation period, acknowledging challenges while insisting Ferrari remain competitive. But ambiguity serves nobody. The collective test in Barcelona approaches rapidly, a 5-day period with 3 days of Act 2. All running permitted. Ferrari has confirmed they won't run on day one, instead starting Tuesday, giving them maximum development time. McLaren made the same strategic choice. Williams skipped Barcelona entirely, pursuing maximum car performance by staying in the factory longer. Ferrari cannot afford to arrive with unresolved issues while rivals demonstrate their readiness. And now, the paddock's biggest fear is becoming reality, that Ferrari's chaos behind the scenes compromised the final product. Scenario 1. The stoppage was nothing. Barcelona runs flawlessly. The A-Spec philosophy proves brilliant. Ferrari's conservative baseline allows rapid development throughout the season. Hamilton and Leclerc battle Mercedes and Red Bull for the championship. The Tifosi finally get their redemption after 18 years without a title. Scenario 2. The SF-26 had just problems run deeper. Reliability issues plague testing. Ferrari arrives in Melbourne compromised. Hamilton's decision to join Ferrari becomes the biggest mistake of his career. Leclerc activates exit clauses. The regulatory reset that promised hope delivers only more heartbreak. Scenario 3. Ferrari's gamble works, but not the way anyone expected. The A-Spec car is deliberately conservative. They're hiding their true pace. While Mercedes and Red Bull show their hands in Barcelona, Ferrari collects data quietly. The real SF-26, the B-spec monster they've been developing in secret, arrives in Bahrain. And everything changes. 3 futures, 3 possibilities, only one truth. Has Ferrari finally built the machine to end their championship drought? Or did that stopped car at Fiorano foreshadow another season of broken promises? Can Hamilton, at 41 years old, extract an 8th world title from a team that hasn't won since Kimi Räikkönen in 2007? Will Charles Leclerc's patience survive another disappointing campaign? And most importantly, did Ferrari's last-minute design completion compromise the very foundation of their 2026 challenge? The Barcelona shakedown starts in days. Bahrain testing follows shortly after. Melbourne arrives in 6 weeks. Ferrari has work to do. The burden of proof rests entirely on them. One thing's certain, the next test won't be just about lap times. It'll be about whether the Scuderia can prove that this time, finally, is different. If you made it this far, you already know Ferrari's 2026 season isn't about the car they showed the world. It's about the car they're still hiding. So tell me, the SF-26 Day 1 drama the beginning of Ferrari's redemption, or the first crack in another false promise?